It's the return to the OnePlus 12. We're going to call it 2 months. It's more like 7-ish weeks, given the actual time on the calendar. But I wanted to go ahead and give my updated thoughts on the OnePlus 12. And a lot of the things that initially I had concerns about or bugged me, and it wasn't a lot, they weren't huge things, have been resolved. They put out an update. It resolved some animation issues. It also made the fingerprint sensor a little bit snappier. It did some things with the camera that I think helped it a little bit that are kind of minor details, but I do think it made it a little bit better and kind of more on par with the other flagship devices. So overall, after that first update, I'm really pleased with my OnePlus 12, and I could see why. And if this is the experience you were having from the beginning, because a lot of people didn't share my concerns about the OnePlus 12 on release. So if this is what you were getting and you were kind of wondering what the heck I was on about why, I didn't really, I liked the phone a lot, and the value is phenomenal. You can't beat it, but there were a couple things. If you didn't understand that, now I get it, because if you didn't have those concerns, then this is definitely an excellent device. And I really see it as this. If you're somebody who has an S10 Plus knocking around, maybe you were holding on to an S9, an S20 Ultra for certain, maybe even an S21 Ultra, and you just don't like the direction that Samsung has taken with the Ultra lineup and kind of their the Galaxy series in general, then this is a phone that kind of gets you back to that. This is a phone that you could have that curved display. You don't have to worry about an S Pen. You get all the performance, but you get it at a pretty decent value. $800, whatever it is, you get the 16 gigs of RAM version. You get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. You get the phenomenal bright display, 120 hertz. You get all these things, the fast charging, the 50-watt available wireless charging, like a lot of the things that OnePlus brings to the table with this device. And then you get kind of the smoother animations now with that update, the better fingerprint sensor. I'm not having that issue with WhatsApp anymore. My typing on WhatsApp has been fine. I didn't have the crashing or anything. So I don't know if it was a WhatsApp update. I don't know if it was a OnePlus update, but it happened kind of at the same time. And now I'm really impressed with what this gives you. Battery life is phenomenal. I'm talking about 8 hours plus without breaking a sweat. The idle drain is non-existent. I had it in my pocket for about a week after the update, or recently, the last week I've had it in my pocket, and I've just absolutely not noticed anything about it that bugged me. Let's talk about the camera stuff. I don't have samples because I don't have a direct comparison of what it was like before, but you could kind of, what I'm going to talk about, you can kind of understand it. It was a little dark before, and I don't think that was an issue. A lot of people like the mood, but it got a little soft. So they brightened the images a little bit. It's not as severe as what Samsung is doing, and certainly not as severe as what the iPhone 15 Pro is doing. But I think they brightened it just a touch. So it makes it for a little bit better image. I like the color a little bit better. I do think they've improved the camera and the whatever. I don't know what their computational model might be, but I do think they made it a little bit better with the update. But aside from that, when you're talking about just pure gaming, this is a device that you're going to want to buy. If you're talking about just wanting to save a few bucks, this is a device you're going to want to buy, because pound for pound, this has become now for me probably the best value in smartphones when you're talking about the flagship power that you get at that level. There are mid-rangers that do really well. There are budget phones that do really well. But if you want that power where you feel like you're not really compromising, then now the OnePlus 12 is a device that I think you could spend that money and not feeling like you're being shorted, especially if you're somebody that doesn't need to pay that extra $500 for the S Pen. $500 for One UI. I don't really think that's worth it. So while I do think that the S24 Ultra is a touch faster, a touch smoother, a touch better than the OnePlus 12, it's certainly not $500 better, $600 better, not even close. So you could pick up one of these, get yourself a fancy. If you pick up the OnePlus 12R, if you get the Genshin Impact one, that's pretty cool looking. You get this emerald, jade, marble, whatever it is on the back of this. I think it's a pretty cool looking phone. It's premium. It's hefty. The build quality, the texture is beautiful on it. You get the curved Victus display, so you don't have to worry about any of that. Fingerprint sensor's nice. The haptics, where I had a problem because I felt that they were lagging a little bit before with the update. Now I think the Aqua haptics, or whatever they're calling it, are pretty darn good, and I see why people like it and prefer it. There's a little nuance there when you're getting in the lock screen, when you're getting in and out of apps, when you're typing stuff, especially when you're locking and getting in and out. That's really nice. I do like that little bit of touch that they have in the haptics there. So once that cleared up for me, I really kind of saw this phone come into its own and see why people rave about it and love it as they do, because it really is It gives you that throwback version to an S10 Plus, to an S20 Ultra, to a time before you had a deal with the boxy design on the Galaxy devices, and you could do that and get a device like this for a whole heck of a lot less. So my 2-month update is this. If long as they keep those updates, and they added some AI stuff. They added the photo stuff, the smart editor, and a couple other things that you could have now on here. I don't expect OnePlus to be the AI leader in smartphones anytime soon. That's not where they put their focus. That's not how they advertise the devices, and that's fine. Sometimes you just want a mechanical device. I was thinking about this last night. You have these, you have Teslas and you have the Polars and you have all these electric vehicles, but there's still going to be a market. There's always going to be a market for just the nuance and just a simple mechanical combustion vehicle. They're not going away completely. You could try to legislate, you could try to do whatever you want, but sometimes there's just a simple, inexpensive, well, not inexpensive, but a simple, great value that does it the old-fashioned way, and there's certainly a place for that, and OnePlus is giving us that. So they're not focusing on a lot of those things that Samsung and Google are. You're not going to see a paywall. You're not going to see Gemini, whatever, but you could download apps on here. You could get AI that you need to. You could put ChatGTP on here. You could put Gemini, the app, on here. You could put different things on here to kind of get some of that AI flavor and have plenty of power and RAM to do so. There's no RAM issue here. Google has no excuse on the OnePlus 12, 16 gigs of RAM if you get the bigger one. So you get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, you get some AI stuff there, you get the increased RAM, so there's plenty of power and space to run what you want to run on this. So I think you get just kind of a touch of what you want, nothing that you don't, and I think that's kind of the value proposition here. So if you can pick one of these up for $800, they go on sale like $799, something like that. You're really getting a phenomenal deal because I think power-wise, performance-wise, gaming-wise, screen-wise, that 4600, whatever that insane number is, I don't really notice that, but it's plenty bright. Gets just as bright, max brightness as the S24 Ultra. I have zero readability issues in daylight. I've had no issues with that. So as long as they keep that software updated, right? You don't have to have a feature drop every month when we're talking about OnePlus, but as long as they keep it updated, then I'm happy because they offer a lot of other stuff. I would like the always-on display to change. I just raved about the thing. That's because my thumb is in the wrong spot. I would love the always-on display to give us some more options again. I would love it to be a little bit different, but that's a smaller issue. That's not something that is would hold me back from buying this. But just pound for pound, I was playing a little Asphalt 9. We had some other stuff on here. Really great phone, and I get it now. With the updates that smoothed a lot of those things over for me, I get it. I understand why people love it, and certainly as a great, just kind of, I just don't want to say simple because that seems insulting, but a great basic analog answer to the S24 Ultra. So as those manufacturers go towards more software capabilities and value-added things, OnePlus is saying, hey, listen, we'll give you all of the performance that you could possibly want. We'll put the vapor chamber in here. We'll give you the fast charging. We'll give you good enough cameras so you could do the day-to-day stuff. And as long as you don't want anything too fancy, as long as you don't want anything too advanced, then you're good to go on the OnePlus 12. So if you've been hesitant, you've been thinking about it, maybe you held off, whatever it is, you want to see how the update cycles go, you want to see what the deal is. I really like that OnePlus is tackling things that they need to. I think the updates are going to be fine. Yes, it's only 4 years I think they're going to offer on that, but you got to do your own math on that too. Are you going to keep a phone? Are you somebody that keeps a phone for 7 years? Do you have an S8 in your pocket? Well, then maybe this isn't the phone for you. But if you're somebody that upgrades every 2 or 3 years, you want the top-of-the-line stuff, you want to be able to run the programs the best, you want to be able to run the higher-end frame rate games and the ray tracing and all that, then the OnePlus 12 offers you a phenomenal alternative to the S24 Ultra for a heck of a lot less. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.